Welcome to the great reset of the $96 billion kidney care industry. If 2025 was about surviving the storm, 2026 is about who owns the umbrella. We've dissected the annual reports of FMC, Weigao, and Outset to show you why the old sell-the-box model is officially on life support. It's no longer about how many filters you ship, it's about how much data you harvest. Think of this as the Tesla-fication of healthcare, where software updates matter more than the hardware. The demand for dialysis is as sticky as an iPhone subscription, but with much higher stakes. We're looking at a $96 billion market with a patient pool hitting 7 million. That's enough people to fill every stadium in the NFL 10 times over. While the world struggles with birth rates, the sliver economy ensures our patient demographic is the only thing growing faster than AI stocks. It's a tragedy for humanity, but a rock-solid moat for investors. Welcome to the death zone of margins. In the US, labor costs are climbing like an Everest Sherpa, while Medicare reimbursement is moving at the speed of a tired turtle. This 270 basis point gap is the industry's silent killer. If you're a provider, you're essentially running a marathon while breathing through a straw. Efficiency isn't a choice anymore, it's the only oxygen left in the room. Weigao is the 800-pound gorilla in China, covering 6,000 hospitals. But even gorillas have to diet when the government introduces VBP price cuts. Their consumable margins took a hit, but here's the McKinsey-level twist. They have 0% R&D capitalization. That's the financial equivalent of eating your vegetables while everyone else is on a sugar high. It's the cleanest balance sheet in the game, preparing them for a massive overseas sprint. For giants like FMC and Nikkiso, made in Germany or made in Japan is now a liability in the Chinese market. They are playing a game of commercial mimicry, building factories in Changshu and forming JVs with Weigao to get that domestic label. In 2026, if you don't have a local birth certificate for your machine, you're not invited to the party. It's in China for China, or it's game over. The battle for the gold standard has moved to HDF technology. FMC's 5008X is the Mercedes-Benz of the clinic, reducing mortality by 23%. Meanwhile, Outset's Tableau is the disruptor, offering remote updates like a smartphone. We're seeing a shift from basic clearance to premium survival. Selling a standard HD machine today is like trying to sell a flip phone in the age of the iPhone 17. Outset Medical is the chaos agent of this industry. Their Tableau machine doesn't need a $100,000 industrial water room. It is the water room. They've managed a 39% gross margin by turning a complex medical procedure into something so simple a patient can do it at home. They aren't selling a medical device, they're selling infrastructure independence. It's the closest the dialysis world has ever come to a plug-and-play model. Why pay for clinic real estate and nurse overtime when the patient's living room is free? Home HD is the industry's escape velocity from rising costs. With 12-minute setup times, we're seeing a 15% EBIT improvement. It's the ultimate win-win. The patient gets their life back, and the provider gets their margin back. Moving dialysis to the home is like moving banking to an app. The old brick-and-mortar clinics are looking like expensive relics. Meet Ask HUGO, FMC's AI that's smarter than your average nephrologist. We've moved from selling filters to managing the data loop. These AI platforms ensure the machine isn't just pumping blood, it's predicting complications before they happen. In 2026, data is the new dialysate. If your machine isn't connected to the cloud, it's just a very expensive paperweight. Time for some consultant cold truth. Look at the R&D capitalization. FMC is capitalizing 39% of their R&D, which is a fancy way of saying they're pushing today's costs into tomorrow. Weigao, meanwhile, is at 0%. Weigao's earnings are a black coffee report, bitter but honest. FMC's report has a lot of accounting cream on top. Investors need to look past the froth to see who actually has the cash. In a world of trade wars, membrane sovereignty is the ultimate defense. Companies like Weigao and FMC, who own their fiber technology, are sitting in a fortress. Those who outsource, like Outset, are basically renting their survival from 100 different suppliers. If a tariff hits a specific valve, the Tesla of dialysis might find its wheels locked. Vertical integration isn't just about cost, it's about supply chain immunity. Here's the 5-year flight path. We are moving from hardware to outcomes as a service. By 2030, we won't be talking about how many sessions were performed, but how many hospitalizations were avoided. This is the transition from repair shop medicine to predictive maintenance medicine. The companies on this timeline aren't just manufacturers anymore. They are health management tech firms. The 2026 verdict? Efficiency is the only strategy, localization is the only shield, and data is the only weapon. The winners are those who control the membrane core and the patient data loop. If you aren't doing both, you're just a commodity player waiting to be squeezed. The golden age of easy margins is over. The age of the algorithm has begun. That's the 2026 landscape. Brutal, high-tech, and incredibly lucrative for those who play it right. If you want the full-page tactical breakdown of these 6 giants, email our sales team at sales@HDINresearch.com. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow at HDIN230 for more cold truth business intelligence. Your portfolio will thank you.